Hello everyone, we're going to be doing something a little bit different today for this video. This is actually the desk where I usually record the toy videos, as you can see. And it feels a little weird for me being on this side of the camera, but as you can see, I love toys, but I also am a lover of movies. And this is my first time doing a video like this. I usually just make a post about it or something. It is officially 2021. And 2020, in my opinion, was not a great year for movies. But as I am a collector of toys, I'm also a collector of physical media, and specifically Blu-rays. And these are some of the new ones I was able to pick up in the past year. First up, we have the X-Men Beginnings trilogy. These are X-Men First Class, Days of Future Past, and Apocalypse. And these are some of the newer X-Men films, or take place in like the newer timeline. And a lot of people aren't big fans of the X-Men films, but and like the two different timelines and everything, but I actually really enjoy it. I love how they've kind of, you know, played with time and jumped back and forth from timelines, and then the different offshoots of it, like the Wolverine movies, the Deadpool movies. So I'm working on getting them all. I love pretty much all of them, and I want to get them all and watch them all in order. Well, all of them except for, I think just except for X-Men 3, The Last Stand. That's the only one that I just did not care for. But, yeah, so this was a good start. Pick up 3 for 1. Next up is Resident Evil. This series, I believe there's 6 films total. This was by far definitely the best one out of all 6. And I don't know, just a really good zombie movie. Next up, Prometheus. I was able to pick this up at Walmart in 4K Ultra HD. Usually I just go for Blu-ray just because I think it's the best bang for your buck. It's still like good picture, better sound than DVD, high definition. But talk about a good movie to watch in 4K, right here. Prometheus, which is the prequel to Alien, prequel to the whole franchise, pretty much. I love this movie when I first saw it, and I've rewatched it a couple times, and I really do enjoy it. I think it's a great prequel. Following that up, we have the Aliens Quadrilogy, which features Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, and Alien Resurrection. And I believe, yeah, some of these are like special editions. I really enjoyed watching all the films in order. I love doing that. So, we watched Prometheus and then all of these in order. And it was really cool. It was a great series. I was able to finally pick up a copy of The Shining. I had this on DVD. I just wanted to upgrade it to Blu-ray. So, Shining, horror classic, one of the best horror movies of all time. Also got Dr. Sleep on Blu-ray, and this is the extended director's cut. I saw this in theaters when it first came out. I really enjoyed the movie. I thought that they did a great job with all 3 acts of the movie. The 3rd act is obviously like a lot of fan service, but I really enjoyed it. Like when they went back to the Overlook, I got goosebumps. It was definitely like a great finale. but I thought the entire rest of the movie was as strong, if not stronger, than the final act. The only thing that really bothered me about this is the recasting choices that they made. I mean, I felt like they could have shot around a lot of those scenes and maybe used even some digital effects with with their faces, like we saw in like Rogue One, Star Wars. I don't know. It really bothered me. But and then they announced that they were coming out with a extended director's cut. I thought, I gotta get it. So I really like Mike Flanagan and a lot of his other work. Like, if you liked this and you're a horror fan, definitely check out Mike Flanagan's other movies. They're definitely worth watching. I got this Blu-ray 3-movie collection of the Spider-Man original trilogy with Tobey Maguire by Sam Raimi, and you have all this like gold foil designs on the outside. There's a really good like booklet in here of some really cool shots and lots of extras. It has the extended edition of the second movie. So when I got this, I hadn't heard I don't know if you want to call it a rumor yet. And I had already rewatched them and everything, but then I heard that they are possibly planning for the third Spider-Man movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to be like a live-action version of Into the Spider-Verse, and that they're actually going to be having some people come back like Tobey Maguire. Who knows, they might be able to pull that off and actually connect these films to the MCU, which would be incredible. That was everything that I picked up in this past year. But I also just wanted to talk about some of the movies that I saw in the past year that were my personal favorites. Now, these aren't movies that I'm saying like should win an Academy Award or that they're the best. This is just my opinion, and these are just the ones that I personally enjoy the best, and that I would recommend to someone, anyone really, that I would rewatch. Starting off with the New Mutants. I've already said that I'm a big X-Men fan. I was able to finally see the New Mutants in theaters way back. This was way back. And I had just been waiting for this movie for forever. So the movie theater near me, they're great. They did limited seating and social distancing and everything like that. I was like one of 3 people in the theater, but I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I thought, it got pushed back so much. I was just happy that it finally got released and I was able to see it. But I thought it was a little mismarketed and a little bit overhyped. Originally they were saying it was supposed to be like this new hybrid film where it was going to be like a superhero horror movie. And it wasn't really that. It had horror elements and, it was more like a superhero thriller, really. But it was good, though. And I plan on picking it up on Blu-ray as part of the collection. Borat 2. I had no idea that they were ever even planning a sequel to Borat, and it was kind of weird. It just like dropped on Amazon just out of nowhere. Like, my stomach hurt by the end of it. I laughed so hard throughout the whole thing. Next one on here is probably a little controversial, but again, I'm not saying these are like the best of the year and they should be winning Oscars, but just hear me out. Hubie Halloween, okay? It was released in October. I love the fall, and there wasn't a lot of offerings this year for that type of stuff, at least not on VOD or streaming for free. So Hubie Halloween came out, and I was all over that. Like, I watched it immediately, and I thought it was really good. Ever since, I would say, like, the week of, when that was released, I would say that was, like, a real, like, return to form for Adam Sandler. Like, his movies went way downhill at a certain point, and then Netflix released the week of, and it was, like, so good. But he has had, like, some really good movies that he's kind of put out that he wasn't in, like The Benchwarmers, Grandma's Boy. And another one that is actually on my list that also came out in 2020, The Wrong Missy, with David Spade. That was also hysterical. Highly recommend that if you haven't already seen it. And then I have a few 2020 honorable mentions. These are some movies that I literally just saw. First on the list is I'm Your Woman, which is a Amazon release. It's like a drama thriller set in the 1970s. It's not for everyone. Some parts were a little dragged out and slow, but I thought it was a good, solid drama thriller. Really good acting. Sputnik. Sputnik is a science fiction horror thriller, I guess you could call it. I would say it's more of a thriller. It is in Russian with English subtitles. So I know subtitles turns a lot of people off. But I thought it was really good. Suspenseful, some good blood and gore, good visual effects. The last one on my honorable mentions list, I literally just saw this the other night, is Tenet. Tenet is the newest film by Christopher Nolan. I thought it was really good. It's like non-stop action. It is really beautiful to look at. Like, almost every frame of the film is just stunning. Robert Pattinson is in it, and he did a great job, as always. I think he's always great in everything he's done. His name is escaping me right now, but Denzel Washington's son is the lead in it. Highly entertaining. It was a bit confusing at times. It's definitely one of those movies that as soon as you're finished watching it, you kind of want to watch it a second time just to try to figure out everything. I felt like as I was watching it, I was kind of playing catch up the whole time. On top of that, the sound design, while it looked and sounded great, some of the sound design had it so that the score or music or the sound effects were like way louder than how people were talking, and I felt like the dialogue in it was already kind of low, but then with the sound over top of it, some of the parts you just could not hear what people were saying, which gave like an extra layer to the confusion. But I would recommend it. I love Christopher Nolan's films, the Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, I loved. And I really like this. It's just, I wouldn't rank it, in my opinion, with those movies, is all. Okay, now we're going to jump to 2021 of my most anticipated movies for this year. I know it doesn't seem like that was a lot of movies for 2020, but again, like I said, I felt like 2020 was not a good year for movies, I mean, considering everything that's been going on in the world, it kind of makes sense, but the movies that I would say definitely see them in the theater if possible. I don't know how that's going to go this year, so I'm just saying these are my most anticipated movies. Number 1, The Many Saints of Newark, March 12th, 2021 release date. This is a prequel to The Sopranos, which is one of my favorite series of all time by far. I would say, as far as series go, The Sopranos is about as close to perfect as you can get. And this is a prequel to that. It stars James Gandolfini's son playing a younger version of Tony Soprano. So, I mean, number 2, The Kingsman, March 12th, 2021. This movie is a prequel to the other 2 Kingsman movies, making it a full trilogy. And I personally haven't even seen those other 2 movies. So this being a prequel actually got me excited, because now I can just go and see this and watch all 3 in order. So it's kind of ideal. Number 3, this is a big one. No Time to Die, April 2nd. This is the new James Bond film, and it is going to be Daniel Craig's last appearance as James Bond. Number 4, Godzilla vs. Kong for May 21st. Directed by Adam Wingard, who is, I know him as like a horror director, and I love some of his earlier films. Number 5 is F9, Fast and Furious 9. After Fast and Furious 8, I was really done with it. Like, I was not planning on seeing any more Fast and Furious movies. Then I saw Hobbs and Shaw when it came out, and I was like, okay, that was decent. So, it's the 9th one. You know, maybe this will be an end to the franchise officially. Who knows? Number 6, I'm really excited about this. The Conjuring 3. I'm a huge horror fan. I thought Conjuring 1 and 2 were just fantastic, like, as far as horror movies go. I love the paranormal genre, so I am really excited for The Conjuring 3. I know, like, a lot of the other kind of filler movies in the Conjuring franchise or universe, whatever you want to call it, haven't been that great. I'm with you, but the Conjuring movies, I mean, there's only been 2 of them, but both of those were great. So, number 7 is Ghostbusters 3. This is another one that I've got my fingers crossed for. I'm really hoping it's going to be good. They have, like, a lot of the original cast listed in this cast list, but I'm a little worried that I didn't see any of them in the teaser trailer. Maybe we'll get, like, a longer trailer as we get closer to the release. I'm sure we will. Number 8 is Venom 2. I have to be honest, I still haven't seen Venom. I heard not so good things about it, so I just kept putting it off and putting it off, but it is on my watch list and I plan on watching it before this one comes out. I am excited for this one because it has Carnage in it, played by Woody Harrelson. And number 9 is Dune, October 1st. Number 10 is Spider-Man 3. Now this is the one that I mentioned before, that they're kind of giving rumors that it could be a live-action version of Into the Spider-Verse. So I'm hoping that that actually happens. I'm hoping they get Tobey Maguire. I'm hoping we get a Miles Morales. I really feel like that's the key thing, is if they're gonna do a live-action Into the Spider-Verse, we need a Miles Morales. You know what I mean? Spider-Man 3, December 17th. Number 11 is probably the number 1 movie on this list that I am most excited for. Is Sherlock Holmes 3. Robert Downey Jr., Jude Law. We are finally going to get Sherlock Holmes 3 to complete the trilogy. Okay, we're on to 2021 honorable mention. I'm going to try to just fly through these because it's going on way too long. Number 1, Uncharted. You know what, I'll keep this short and sweet. I'll see it when they recast Nathan Drake with Nathan Fillion. Number 2 is The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. It's a strange, long title, but this is the sequel to the Sam Jackson, Ryan Reynolds action comedy that was really good, really quality. Number 3, Jackass 4. Number 4, The Matrix 4. I felt like The Matrix was a good, complete story. I know a lot of people hate the second and third one. I actually enjoyed the second and third one. Obviously, the first was by far the best, but, you know, I liked the full trilogy. I just felt like there wasn't any more story there, but number 5 is Wicked. Number 6 is Halloween Kills. I thought that the new Halloween was a great sequel to the original. The original was, up until then, really the only one that I liked in all of the different Halloweens that they've made. So I thought that was great that they successfully made a good follow-up to the original Halloween. I just felt like there wasn't really anything else there. And then I had heard that it was planned, like, from the beginning to be a trilogy, being Halloween, Halloween Kills, and then Halloween Ends, I believe. Number 7 is Jungle Cruise, starring Emily Blunt and The Rock, and it is based on the Disney ride. I love anything Disney. Number 8 is The Suicide Squad. I actually enjoyed the first Suicide Squad. I didn't see it in the theater. I waited and I saw the extended director's cut of the movie, and I really liked it. I thought it was solid. This one is a different director. I believe it's James Gunn, the same director of the Guardians of the Galaxy. It looks, from the trailer and from all the cast of characters that they have, it looks really wild and weird. Number 9, super excited about this. Justice League, the director's cut, which is the Snyder cut and the extended cut. I'll probably have to rent it. I mean, hopefully, assuming that I can rent it. I looked it up, and it seems as though it's being released as not a movie, but a mini-series on HBO. I believe it is being released in 4 parts that are an hour each, so it's 4 hours long. I mean, I kind of wish they had just released it as a movie, but if it's 4 hours, I don't know. I also saw that apparently Jared Leto's The Joker is actually in it. Number 10 is The Candyman. The original Candyman was great. I'm just not sure what they could add to improve upon it. Also because Tony Todd is cast to reprise his role, so... Okay, number 11 is Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins. The first G.I. Joe movie was no good. I'm pretty sure, like, everyone is on the same page with that. But the second one was a pretty solid action flick. I'm hoping that this one is connected. I always thought that they should do a crossover with Transformers and G.I. Joe, but just a thought. Number 12 is Mission Impossible 7. I didn't know that we were getting another one after number 6, but I'm just hoping that this is an end to the franchise. Number 13 is Death on the Nile, which is a sequel to Murder on the Orient Express. If you haven't seen that movie, see it. It is really good, super slick, murder mystery whodunit, keeps you guessing to the end. Number 14, The Batman. Now, I didn't put this on the most anticipated list just because I had thought we were getting a release of this movie in 2021. Turns out it is now slated for March 4th, 2022. Hopefully that will change in light of recent news, but I don't know. Number 15 is Army of the Dead, which is a straight-to-Netflix movie by Zack Snyder. It is expected 2021, and I believe it is a sequel to Zack Snyder's remake of Dawn of the Dead, which I think is still one of the best zombie movies. I just want to go back to my best movies of the year. Things are moving slow. Everything is moving slow. It's been hard just to watch movies over this past year. This is my watch list as of right now. Alone, The Wolf of Snow Hollow, 12-Hour Shift, The Dark and the Wicked, Fat Man, Synchronic, Let Him Go, Freaky, Antlers. I got a lot of catching up to do. So, with that said, I'm going to stop this video right now and go and do that. So, catch you next time. Bye.